Our trip begins on West Coast Road, British Columbia, Highway 14. Fully loaded, we had snacks and supplies. I remember seeing a hitchhiker in the distance as I drove through Fisherman's Creek. I had a quick debate in my mind about whether to pick him up or to keep on trucking. In the end, the latter choice had prevailed. What strange times we live in. I'm sure it's a universal feeling amongst all of us. You just cannot help but feel a little bit of guilt when you leave a fellow human being out on the side of the road in the middle of nowhere, no matter how sinister they may have looked. Who knows? We may have struck a strong bond. They might have had personal stories to share that could have been great sparks of inspiration for a great novel or film. But now, thanks to my selfish haste, I'll never know.
Oh well.
Truth was, I had no time to waste. I was on the way to explore the old Jordan River power plant. We were in autumn now, and the light was growing shorter every day. It was of absolute importance that I make it there with plenty of daylight to spare. Nothing would stop me, not even Betty's constantly lit check engine light. But the devil has his ways, and this time he worked his magic through a red-hot bean burrito I had eaten the night before. I quickly pulled over, unwilling to tempt fate. I had been to this restroom before. Horror movies could be made about some of these park outhouses, but one had to do what needed to be done. In hindsight, I should have just gone in the woods. I really just should have gone in the woods. Anyways, we were back on the road now, slowly closing in on our destination. It was the home stretch. Jordan River came into view. I parked Betty in as public a place as I could find. I would have to make my way from here by foot. I grabbed my gear and continued forth. First, we make our way past an old ghost town. The small community that used to thrive here was mostly evacuated. A looming apocalypse awaits this area, thanks to an aging dam located further up the mountain. It was discovered that the dam was built on a major fault line. The small community was located to higher grounds. Only a few die-hard residents remain in the area. If a major earthquake were to strike, the odds would be against anyone at near sea level. For not only would there be a potential tsunami coming from the ocean, but also a tidal wave of water pouring down from the mountain as well. What? The old road to the power station twists and turns through the woods, but finally we arrive. This 110-year-old building has been abandoned for about half a century now. Nature taking this once clear-cut area back into its possession. In another 50 years, I think it's safe to say there won't be much left. Its large main room once housed some of the first hydroelectric generators on Vancouver Island. For 5 decades, the plant was the main source of power feeding the needs of the south tip of the island, a critical component in allowing the city of Victoria and the surrounding area to thrive and grow. Now, an empty shell, home to nothing but rats, and night-raving youth experimenting with mind-altering substances, expanding their minds by destroying small parts of them, consuming alcohol, and trying desperately to develop art skills, some with much more promise than others. This old building would sure make a great location for a horror film.
You got that right.
Very spooky stuff. The kind of atmosphere that would suit one of those post-apocalyptic thrillers. You know, the ones with one of those cannibalistic families that managed to survive the nuclear winter through killer determination. Yeah, kinda like that fellow.